Welcome, welcome. I am WriterMaven. I am a wrestling commentator for over 30 years. I talk all things Judgment Day, Liv, Raquel, Dom, Ben, JD, Carlito, and even Damien and Rhea. Um, Went on because for SmackDown tonight. I was gonna try and wait till Sunday, but some things came out with The Rock that I wanted to see what was gonna go on, and I just set up the time just in case something happened. Something did happen, and I'm gonna talk about what I talked about when I came on impromptu on Thursday, but my audio messed up on that. So I'm going to try and just reiterate what I said on Thursday too. And then if something comes up between now and Sunday that's major that I need to talk about, I'll come back on live on Sunday. But this SmackDown was a SmackDown. We had The Rock announce he's coming back. Everything gets shifted around. We're in the heels of another Give Divas a Chance movement, but this time this is WWE Women Deserve Better movement. And in the midst of all this, in the midst of the women expressing frustration over how they've been booked, which you can tell has been really shitty. Um, Look at how what happened with Liv storyline, see what's happening with Naomi and Bianca, see how the Intercontinental and United States champions being treated, and all the other women on the roster, see how all the women who's been released or just let go of their contract. I mean, they have every right to be frustrated, especially when their matches are always the first ones to get cut. It's their matches that will maybe get one match on a card. It's how their matches, their championship matches, won't even get on a PLE since Bad Blood. So we have this movement going on, and then The Rock decides to bring his happy ass back, and then guess who gets cut? Liv and Naomi's match. Now, people want to say that, oh, but it's The Rock. We should be excited. It's going to push us towards WrestleMania and get us excited again. I don't give a fuck about The Rock. We just witnessed tonight that The Rock said a whole bunch of bullshit. Was it compelling? Does it make you excited for WrestleMania? Does it make you excited for Elimination Chamber? I mean, we had a match cut just for that shit tonight. And you want to say this is going to get us excited for WrestleMania? Did we get any kind of advancement toward any kind of possibility of a Cody Rock match? Did we get any kind of momentum for a Roman in Rock match? No. But we had a match that was supposed to be Liv versus Naomi, which could pull into their match on Monday Night Raw. You know, the actual women's storyline that we have that's going on right now that actually has been built over a couple of months. That match, this storyline we have built, that's the match that gets cut. That match. Not the Rock's bullshit, not any of the men's bullshit. Like, do we really need to see Damien? I can no sell a nuke priest. Thank you, Hannah, for that. Do we really need to see him win again? His matches isn't cut for time, but we got Liv and Naomi's match cut. And it's obviously it was cut. And I think there was so much backlash today that they had to add it back, and then it got cut again. So they were going to have the match. It was announced yesterday, and then The Rock announces his happy ass is coming back, so it got cut. People pitched a fit because it's in everybody's right to pitch a fit, so it gets added back. And even when it got added back, it gets cut down to a segment of Liv and Raquel just beating up Bianca and Naomi. It accomplishes what it needs to do, but it was a match that could have storyline implications that got cut down to a segment of over like 3 minutes. This is what the women have to deal with. The women deserve better. This is not just me. Uh, these are not just me going for my ride or die Naomi. This is not me going for Liv. This is for all the women. Rhea don't really care about, but because she gets the benefits of this kind of booking, she gets benefits of this truncated women's booking because everything focuses on her. Everybody else has to deal and hunt and peck for any kind of minute and trying to maximize their minutes. Like, look at Chelsea tonight. You see how she had to maximize her minutes with Nick Aldis, our United States champion? Did the people she was feuding with, Michin and BFAB, did they ever get onto SmackDown to talk about anything? Naomi, Bianca, Liv and Raquel, the ones that have the storyline that's going into the Elimination Chamber, we don't. They get no build up. We got some nice promos between Zelina and Alexa Bliss, but it's promos. They didn't tie into a story. But we had to spend about 30 minutes on The Rock being really falling in love with The Rock and wanting him to be his man or something like that. That's what we moved a match and cut it down to a segment for The Rock. That whole segment could have been an email. In fact, that whole segment could have happened at the Raw premiere. Why you want to wait till now to demand that you want to answer for Cody at Elimination Chamber? Wouldn't it have been better for to Rock to make this demand at the Raw premiere and then give Cody all this time from Raw premiere all the way until now to make his decision? Wouldn't that have been better? Something that would have been stewing in the back of his head for a couple of months? Nah, we couldn't have that. So, I say all this to say this. It it was just it's a fucked up situation. Like I always said, what I've always told you guys, the process is fucked and get fucked. There is no reason for Liv and Naomi's match to be cut. And then we get a longer match with Tiffany and Charlotte and Nia and Candice, which was dead as a doornail. Did you see the reaction Charlotte got? It was quiet. Trish couldn't even really save that segment. The commentator was like, listen to that reaction for Charlotte. And I'm like, what reaction? There was no reaction for Charlotte. He was dry as toast on commentary. It was just bad. And this is probably going to be the woman that wins the title off of Tiffany, unless it's just going to be Tiffany going over Charlotte, which can happen. But still, it was just dry as toast. There was nothing there. Charlotte just walks out there, points to the WrestleMania signs, and walks off. Like, you couldn't attack her while Tiffany was down, attack her some more? Aren't you supposed to be this heel? Like, what are we doing here? That match gets to stay. The match that's dried and toast, but Liv and Naomi, which actually has some heat behind it, that gets cut. It's just all a bunch of bullshit. I mean, it's The Rock. And then people were saying like how um I think what was it somebody said like if y'all didn't go through the PG era, you know how this era is much better and you wouldn't be complaining. Look, I came from the new generation era. Anybody know what that is? That is 1994. That's over 30 years ago. New generation era. This is where we had characters like Duke the Dumpster Drosy and Aldo Montoya and what was it? Make a Difference, Sabio Vega or Rikishi, and then we had all these characters. I mean, I came from that era. I came from the era where the WWE was in danger of going out of business. I've been through all the horde eras. I went through the PG era. I went through the people power parts of the PG era. I went through the guest host era for Monday Night Raw. I went through just LOL Cena wins. I went through that era. I went where everything was just matches repeating week after week, month after month. I've been through those eras. It does not mean that you cannot critique this bullshit that's happening now. There have been worse eras in wrestling. Doesn't mean that just because this era is just a little bit better, doesn't mean we can't critique it. And just because not Roman Reigns, just because The Rock is supposedly more important to get kick off WrestleMania, doesn't mean you should shaft your women. I mean, this is the women bring the eyes to the table. It wasn't a males. It was the bloodline that was bringing in storyline. But guess who was bringing up the rear for the eyes on the product? It was Liv, Dom, and Rhea, or mostly Liv, Dom. Rhea came later, but it was Liv and Dom that was bringing eyes too. It wasn't just The Rock. It wasn't just the Roman. It wasn't just all that built in. We had the bloodline culminate at WrestleMania 40, and then Liv and Dom picked up the pieces after that. But no, we got to deal with the eras could be better. Now, bullshit. You can't defend The Rock here. You can't. Can you find anything exciting about The Rock pretty much begging Cody to join him? I'm guessing this is where we're going to transition from babyface Cody Rhodes to corporate Homelander Cody Rhodes, and that's fine. I want Cody Rhodes' Homelander era, but this was just awkward. It was too long, and it didn't need to be that long. Like, did we need to have The Rock walk out there for 10 minutes? Like, can he speed up? He's not the Undertaker. I think the Undertaker is about the only person that can deserve like a 10-minute walk to the ring. It's just a mess. I have no idea what's going to go on with the WrestleMania season. Everything's up in the air. The women are frustrated. I guess, and I'm frustrated for them because they don't even know what they're going to do. It sounds like, from what Sean Ross Sapp was saying, is that it's going to be like a whole bunch of like probably multi-man matches when it doesn't need to be multi-man matches. Or when they're trying to pitch something to the writers, they're getting rejected. Probably no wonder that Liv and Dom are kind of doing their own things on their own on social media. Because if you just have to wait for creative, then you'll be up shit creek. But I digress. Uh, and like speaking of The Rock, it's just really icky how when you had the WWE women's movement trending, this is like an actual movement. This isn't just we want EO, where it's just a certain subsection of this. This is a more of an organic movement coming around. This isn't just because EO didn't get into the Elimination Chamber match. This is something that affects everybody. This is how the Cody Rhodes movement started. So, but it's really icky how on the heels of that movement coming around, then we get something really spiteful. Feels like from the WWE. Like could have been their opportunity to give us women on SmackDown things to do. Like we have 3 hours. Like it couldn't be paced better, where we could have had multiple women doing things on the show, where you could have shown people, that you prove them wrong. Like that's like the easiest layup to prove people wrong. It's just to do opposite of what people are thinking. But no, they just decided to cut a match. But anyway, um, you know, Triple H, I don't know what's going to be his thing. The Rock, I don't know. He's just bad. The process is fucked. The process can get fucked. And I guess maybe after this WrestleMania season, we might see even Netflix starting to step in and want to enforce creative change, because it's going on a nosedive, and it's obvious that Triple H can't book. Anywho, let's talk about SmackDown. I kind of talk about SmackDown here, where Charlie had no reaction. It was just dead. I really think Trish is going to be Tiffany's next feud, whether Tiffany has the title or not. I think Trish is Tiffany's next feud to kind of build her up a little bit. But yeah, that whole Tiffany and Candice match was trash. We had Nia. Oh, excuse me. We had Nia just do the annihilator on Tiffany and Trish together. But like I said, it was just dry as toast. And then we go to Naomi and Bianca backstage. Naomi was the first one to speak up and say she knows Liv Quail did it. I said that's just proof. That still just proves to me that Naomi did it. Like she's jumping in to say that they did it. This is even before Bianca. This is before anybody else. She's jumping in to say that Liv Quail did it. Then she said something else that I had missed, but I had saved the quote. Where is it? Oh, Naomi said Jay has been recovering, so she hasn't been able to text us back. Say what? Like Jade has been posting on the X. Like, are y'all purposely not looking at Jade's tweets or something like that? So yeah, something's gonna happen. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen on Monday or if it's gonna be at Elimination Chamber, but yeah. And yeah. So it's just putting more and more that Naomi's guilty. Like she's jumping in, she's trying to push any kind of blame toward Liv and Raquel, and obviously it's not. It's really proven that Liv and Raquel didn't do this. Um, so we get the segment of Bianca and Naomi. Liv and Raquel attack Bianca and Naomi. It did what it needed to do. Liv and Raquel stand tall, which is a momentum shift. that Liv needed. Why did Liv need the momentum shift? Because it makes it more likely that Liv loses on Monday. Now, this has been proven to be the case a couple of times where you have momentum and they still win. But when the momentum shifts, like usually that person that gets that momentum shift loses when it counts. So the momentum shift means that I'm thinking it's going to be maybe even Raquel taking to the pin on Monday. Liv still takes the loss, but she doesn't get pinned, and Raquel is probably going to take the loss. It is what it is. It's just a tag team. I'm not too worried about it. That's probably why I kind of wanted Raquel to get the pin the other day, but it is what it is. Liv losing means that she goes into Elimination Chamber with the negative momentum, and that's what you need because you want the person with negative momentum to win on the next go round. She has a negative momentum. She wins Elimination Chamber, and I'm still sticking to that prediction at 80%. 20% for Triple H's bullshit because we gotta allow for that bullshit because look at what happened tonight. Yeah. So we have the momentum shift, and then they just laid waste to Bianca and Naomi. It was good. We had Bianca take the Oblivion, and Raquel did a Tejano Bob. I think that was a really good. I think Raquel's been looking better and better. I think she's getting more comfortable and more into the groove of things right now. So I think it's only a matter of time where she gets really comfortable and back in her original groove because the booking hasn't been doing her much favors. So if she can get back in the groove and the booking can get back to where she was, I think she'll be fine. Come on. Um, And then after that beatdown, we have Nick Aldis all yelling at Liv and Raquel, who just laugh at his face. And then Nick says that they put on some clothes. I'm like, Nick, what does that even mean to put on some clothes? They're in their gear. Why didn't they need to put on clothes? Just so weird. But I'm kind of I'm glad that it was looking like Liv and Raquel were looking like chagrined because they had been caught by Nick and getting yelled at him. But as soon as he finished yelling at him, they just laughed straight at his face. Not just a giggle, just a straight up laugh. I love that with them. So that's that for them. And then Dom did win a speed match. He won against Chris Sabin. Dom is getting in the reps. I mentioned this on Thursday, but he had reps at a Florida promotion on Thursday. And usually when he starts doing that, I'm thinking that usually means something's going to ramp up for him. Because he needs his practice because they're not giving him the match time on Raw and they don't have the live events like they usually do to practice and tune up. So he has to get his reps in elsewhere. So he's getting in reps, which means I think something is gearing up for him. I'm not sure what. Um, Hopefully this leads into Elimination Chamber match with Braun and AJ because if anybody's been watching WWE Social, they've been focusing more on Braun and Dom with that spear than Braun and AJ. Now, this can be done for clicks, but to me, if you want to focus in on AJ too or bring him into the fold, you would have something with Braun, AJ, and Dom. We're not getting that. It's mostly Braun and Dom. So I'm really thinking because we still have a spot open for the Elimination Chamber. I'm really hoping they declare on Monday a triple threat match between Dom, Braun, and AJ Styles. We still have a spot open because they have that women's tag, and then we have that unsanctioned match between Sammy and Kevin, Elimination Chamber, and then we have the Elimination Chamber matches themselves. So that third spot should probably go to the IC. They didn't announce anything with LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura tonight, and I would think this would have been the night to announce that match if it was going to Elimination Chamber, but they didn't do that. So I'm hoping it's going to be IC. So and then on Monday they can do it where Dom just pisses off both of them, and he gets inserted into the IC title match anyway. Right now it looks like Penta is still tied up with Chad, Pete Dunne, and Ludwig. So they have their own little storyline going on. So they're not really tied into IC just yet. Dom is by virtue of AJ and Braun, so you can at least segue Dom into that IC title match, make it a triple threat, and go from there. I think this is the time to pull the trigger on Dom. This will be the time to, because this can pull the trigger on a lot of things. Firstly, pull the trigger on Dom winning the IC because that pisses off Finn. Like I said, they need to pull the trigger on Finn and Dom like yesterday, and they need to be fighting. Since none of them don't have a lot of wins right now, they're like negative for wins right now. They need to make it just a blood feud. Blood feuds don't need wins. You could just be going back and forth, attacking each other, things like that. uh, Dom having the title makes it a little bit easier for him to get to WrestleMania, and you can do like kind of multi-minute with him as the champ, and then you can bring in Finn, Dom, whoever, Finn, Braun, whoever they want to, into the IC, and they can still work that match. But with Dom being the champ, that could really piss off Finn because Finn has been down on his luck and he failed to do what he said he was going to do, which was win elimination chamber, get into the elimination chamber, win the elimination chamber, and then become the champion. He failed to do all that, so they could pull the trigger on that. Plus, this can also be the time to bring in the potential new member of the Judgment Day. You can have a triple threat match at Elimination Chamber, and this potential new member can come up and help Dom win. Now, this could be masked or unmasked or however they want to do it, but this potential new member can help Dom, and that again feeds more tension and pulls the trigger on the storyline between Dom and Finn. Now, if you've been following me on the X, I mentioned that the last person that helped Malachi against Seth Rollins, Buddy Matthews, ironically, before Malachi left, it was Dominic Mysterio. It was Dominic that helped out Malachi. He came in when Seth was on this eye fetish thing where he was trying to take out people's eye as the visionary. It was Dom that came out to help Malachi because Seth did that to Rey Mysterio at the time. So it can be spun that Dom has kept in touch with Malachi because of that. Maybe Malachi is doing. Ricola says WWE is posting Finn vs AJ Styles. Is that for Mania? I think that's the rumor, Bricolo. It's not that wasn't an official source. But let me double check. Yeah. Yeah, regarding Finn versus AJ, that first that was posted by by WrestleVotes, which is not really a confirmed source. That was just them talking, I believe. It was posted by some friends of mine on the X that just said that it was just them talking about the potential of Finn versus AJ. It's not something that they've heard. Um, Also, Finn versus AJ don't make sense because Finn is tied up with Dom, and then unless they're going to do it where AJ swerves and joins Judgment Day, and then Finn attacks AJ because of that, then it makes no sense. But yeah, that's not really confirmed. So you can have Malachi come and help Dom win the IC. Now, Dom was trying to say no to Malachi because O'Shea Jackson, the one that interviewed Liv this recently and has interviewed Dom, posted like Malachi Black as a person to join Judgment Day, and Dom said nah. But as we know with Dom, he could say one thing and then ends up completely being the same thing. Like, you got to be careful with Dom. Just because he posted doesn't mean it's true. I mean, it can end up Dom. It could be another person. We don't know. But it would just be interesting to have Malachi come in to help Dom because they do have some history. And let's see. Yeah, like Dom's denying it, but that don't mean anything. Dom was saying that he would leave Rhea on the day of SummerSlam, and look what happened. So yeah. I think some things are gearing up. Oh yeah, Dom did win his speed method. I did mention that. Yep. So we'll see that match on Wednesday. Um, my personal opinions on Liv and Raquel for Monday Night Raw, I don't think they win. This is a momentum shift. I don't think they win. I think they get. I think Bianca and Naomi win by the skin of their teeth, and then we have some things with Jade coming back. Like I think Jade, you might get a hint of Jade like after the match. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to get like a hint of Jade after the match, after Naomi and Bianca win. Then we're going to get seeing Naomi really get nervous. And then at Elimination Chamber, this is when Jade actually shows up. She probably does something to Naomi. And then causes the title to be vacated. And then this is where you get the multi-woman matches for those tag titles at WrestleMania, because that's when you can pull in all these tag teams from the different groups. We can get it from TNA, you can get it from NXT, you can get it from SmackDown, and then you can get it from Raw. Problem solved. That solved like a multi-man match for the tag team title solves a lot of problems, even though it's like really shitty booking. And if Liv and Raquel win, they don't really have anybody to face at WrestleMania. And that's if Liv would like loses Elimination Chamber. Like who do they face after winning the titles? You got to think about this. At least with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, you can force a situation where they have to give up the belts, and then you have everybody. It's all persons for themselves for the tag titles. With Liv and Raquel, there's nobody really fighting unless they do something with damage control, but then that's still kind of out there because there's no really tie-in with damage control except Io. It's not like Raquel and Liv are beefing with Io and like Dakota, or beefing with Io and Kari or something like that. You have to kind of think of it, like I always say, Triple H is not subtle, so you have to be careful with that. I mean, not really be careful. It's just that you got to think about what Triple H has already put out there, and it has to be like some kind of hint. We got to see some hints there, and it's not just going to be one hint. We're going to get multiple hints with Triple H's booking. But anyway, let's answer some questions, shall we? Senor says, I always asleep when Damien is the main event of SmackDown. This man has had two main events on SmackDown. And have you seen the reaction for Damien? It's not, there is no reaction for Damien. And I mean, I love what you said, like Damien, I can no sell a nuke Priest, because this man just comes up and talking with Cody. I see what y'all are doing. I see what they're doing. They're trying to get Damien to steal some of Cody Rhodes' aura. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get some of that face, that face pop, that face reaction on Damien. It ain't gonna work. They've already seen what happened with Dom, and it's not gonna work. They ruined Damien's face. He almost needs to go back heel. But they keep trying with Damien. Nobody really cares. Like, why are you building this man up so hard? Why are you doing this at the expense of Solo and Jacob Fatu? Roman busted his ass to build up Solo and to build up Tama and to build up Jacob Fatu, and then here you come with Damien's no selling ass Priest trying to get some aura from Cody and then trying to build him up. Nah, it makes no sense. Like, they're just trying way too hard. If Damien had the reaction of Rhea, okay, I could see it a little bit. But right now, nah, he needs to be doing something else. But they are trying way too hard with that man. I mean, you got him all just talking with Cody Rhodes. I mean, I know he's a former champ, but Cody has been more organic with Roman, Jay, Jimmy, pretty much like probably any like LA Knight and Sammy and all them other people. Randy Orton. Like, if Randy Orton had come up and was talking with Cody about some things, then it would make sense. Like, if like say like it was Randy Orton in that multi-man against Solo, Jacob, and Tama. If it was Randy Orton that came up to Cody and was like, "Hey, what happened? Why are you out of the match?" Then it would make a lot more sense. Damien, though, I don't even believe Braun Strowman questioning Cody over Damian Priest. They're just trying to force feed this guy into everything, and it's not going to work. Let's see. Flower says, who wins Monday, Liv or Raquel or Bianca and Naomi? I am going to say it is. I'm going to say 70% Bianca and Naomi. Now, there is a chance that Liv wins and she can be a double champ because, like I said, that could give instant credibility to the new faction if they ever do it with Dom because you have two titles there. And then if Dom wins IC, you got another title, and then that just gives the faction more credibility. It can happen like that. But with how things came out now, I'm thinking it's still just going to be like Bianca and Naomi just winning by the skin of their teeth, and then Jade comes back around after that. They win by the skin of their teeth. They're celebrating, and then maybe you get the beat for Jade. I don't think I don't think we're going to get like a distraction win for Liv and Raquel. I'm thinking what we're going to get is we're going to get them celebrating. Maybe get Naomi's music playing. She gets the pin on Raquel. Sorry, Raquel. She gets the win on Raquel. They're all dancing to Naomi's music, and then the music cuts, and then we get a storm is coming. And then Naomi's like, oh shit. That's what I think is going to happen. Senor said, are you be mad if Dom wins the speed title? I don't really want Dom to win the speed title because that's not a title we can see on television. I mean, I would be happy for him, but it's not something he could parade around unless they decide to change that. Now, they might change maybe they can change it where the speed title is on TV because I really think that that's a title that should be on TV a little bit more. Because Candice is a speed champion and she doesn't even wear her title. Like, why are you a champ if you can't wear it except for being on the Twitter or on the X? So unless they change the rule, I really don't want Dom to be speed champ. I mean, if he's doing this just so he can get his reps in, that's fine. But to him being a speed champion, I don't think I want it because I want him to have a title on TV. Now, there's always a possibility he could be a double champ too, but I'd rather him have a title that can be shown on TV. Let's see. Ricola said WWE posting Finn versus AJ Styles for Mania. Two hold heads. LOL. I know they've had that match before, but I don't think they're going to do that match for WrestleMania. The match was for. I think they could do that. I think they could do like AJ Finn Bullet Club again. Maybe, but I don't know. But I don't think they're going to do that for WrestleMania. Like I said before, that doesn't make sense. And unless they do like a master stories and AJ joins Judgment Day. And Senor says, I thought next Monday. What do you mean next Monday, Senor? Laura says, I think Liv wins Monday. I mean, she could. I really don't think so now because of the momentum shift. But stranger things have happened, and it's not a guarantee that she loses on Monday. But I think she loses on Monday so she can win at Elimination Chamber. And notice how slick they're being. Like the winner will face either Rhea or Io. Like they're trying to cover their bases. Just they could have just said like the winner of the Elimination Chamber match goes on to face the women's world champion. Like, yeah, I was trying to cover your bases, and I still don't think that's going to be a triple threat because what was it? My last live on Monday said like it would make sense for Liv to attack Rhea after the match. Like that's something that Liv would do because it wouldn't make sense for Liv to attack Io because why would she attack Io? She's smarter than that. And she's in your face. Like she has no reason to attack Io if she's already the Elimination Chamber winner. Senor says AJ and Finn will team up after WrestleMania. Mark my words. I said I wouldn't be surprised. I mean they can form Bullet Club again. Or the OC or whatever they want to form. If they don't want to use Bullet Club because that's being used in like Japan. I wouldn't be surprised. Dom takes Finn out, AJ comes to the rescue, and then we have that. Especially if Dom like steals like the Intercontinental title away from AJ or something like that. Like AJ was gonna have the pin, and then Dom stole it. That's your feud right there. Senor says today was Uncle Lito's birthday, and Uncle Lito has been a real one with posting a lot of stuff supporting like Liv and Dom. So that's why I really don't think he's going to be going anywhere. Like people just want like Liv and Dom or Liv, Dom, and Raquel. I think Carlito is going to stay in there for a while. Like I said, if Dom becomes champ and become leader, you need somebody to take the pins, and Carlitos feels that role. And it wouldn't really make sense for Carlito to split off just yet. In the future, yeah, like if they want to pare it down and they want to do something else, then it would make sense. But right now, I think Carlito is the real one, and he's gonna stick around. Cola says Meta Girls. Yeah, I mean you can have the Meta Girls in NXT, but I would think they haven't really. They had that stare down between Liv and Raquel last year, but we haven't really followed up on that. Like it's like that hint with Liv, not like Io and Rhea. Like we got that, but it was really follow up on. So they can do something with Meta Girls, but I don't think they would waste like a whole Mania match for Meta Girls. If you understand what I'm saying, like I think the titles get vacated and so they can have a multi-man match because Bianca and Naomi will be out of the tag team because Jade will be after Naomi probably, and then you have multi-man, so you could have like the Party Girls from SmackDown, and then you have Shayna and Zoe from Raw, and then you can have the Meta Girls from NXT, and then you can have like Fatal Influence from NXT as well, and then you can have some tag teams from TNA, and then there you go. Let's see. Thank you for the likes. Power says, I think Liv wins. Look at how she looked at Naomi and Bianca when they were walking away. Yeah, I mean she's confident in herself. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if she wins, but I don't think she will win. Like I said, it's been a momentum shift. So usually that means they lose, and I think I'd rather have Liv lose and win Elimination Chamber and just be a little bit more certain about Elimination Chamber than her winning it. Because right now, I really don't see how Bailey could win Elimination Chamber because that would be just way out of the blue. Bianca would be a forced win because she's already got storylines tied in with Naomi and Jade. Same thing with Bailey too. She has a tied in storyline with Roxanne. Like everybody else has ties into other storylines except for Alexa, but she just came back, and I don't think Alexa would be facing Rhea because that would be almost underwhelming. And who else is there? That's pretty much it. Like it's the only thing that the main contenders are Liv, Bianca, and Bailey. And I think Bianca and Bailey have too much other stuff going on, and then Liv just wins it again because I think she was going to go into WrestleMania as champ, and then they switched it all for the Netflix premiere, and now they got a course correct. Dell says, "Do you think Naomi turns on Bianca during the Elimination Chamber match?" I think she does once it looks like Jade is returned. Like this is where Jade will do her actual return. Like Monday, we get the hint of Jade, and then at Elimination Chamber, we see Jade show up, and maybe we see like something on the TV on the screen, and then that's when Bianca's be like confused over it. They show the footage of and they could do this Monday too, but I would think they would do that after they win, drive it home, because it makes no sense for Bianca and Naomi to lose and then show the footage. Because what's the point, unless Naomi just gets mad and then just attacks Bianca like that. It would make more impact for Naomi and Bianca to win, and they could do this on Raw too. Naomi and Bianca to win, they're celebrating, and then while they're celebrating on the Titantron, you see footage of Jay getting attacked by Naomi. Bianca's confused, and then as soon as Bianca's like, "What's going on?" And then as soon as she turns around to confront Naomi, that's when Naomi turns. They could do something like that. I think I kind of like that. But then on the Elimination Chamber, um, they could be fighting in Elimination Chamber and not take each other out. Like maybe Naomi gets the pin on Bianca in Elimination Chamber, and then Jade comes back and then takes Naomi out. Like do something with the cage, take out Naomi, and then we're off to the races. I think I like that. Yeah, I really do. That probably should happen on Monday. Show the footage on Monday, have Naomi turn, have the tag team titles vacated, and then you can go off the races at Elimination Chamber. Senora says maybe on Monday, Naomi and Bianca retained by DQ, and they can. It's just a normal tag match. It's not like it's something special stipulation. So you can do a DQ finish, count out finish, and something like that. Something that has them retain. Senora says, is it me or nobody in TJD likes this post anymore? Nope, they not really do. I think Dominic does. Just like he would do like a like, but it would be like way like almost next day. Dominic would like Finn's post, but it's dropped off way off. Like it's dropped way off. Like when JD was posting about like his injury and stuff like that. Liv and Dom were liking and talking about his post, like posting his post and making comments like on Instagram really quick. But with Finn, they haven't. But that's a good observation, Senor. But he said, did you hear that about Carmella's contract expired? Yeah, and I think that's really shitty because she got pregnant. She's had this drop foot syndrome where she's had some problems after her pregnancy because it's a pregnancy complication. And she's been trying to get back. And then they just let her contract expire. It just feels really shitty to me. It's the same thing that happened with Sonya. Like these are people that could help out the women's division. We need managers. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of women in NXT, and you got people in this LFG and NIL and stuff like that. But you still need people around them to help. You need managers. And Carmella being released while injured or still on this maternity pregnancy thing is just a little shitty to me. And this is probably why Corey, because Corey is her husband, this is probably why Corey is a little bit still upset about what happened with him. Because he was like the main commentator and then he gets booted all the way down to NXT. Now, Corey hasn't been clean. Like he's made some comments here or there that make you like question like what he be really trying to say. And it's be questionable. But he's the heel commentator that we needed. Wade Barrett can't do it on his own. Did you notice the difference in Wade Barrett and Joe on SmackDown when it came to Liv and Raquel, where we didn't have to listen to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole just suck up to the faces all the time? You see how you see how that's just annoying to hear the face commentators just glaze the faces all the time where the heels can't get anything and they just get ragged on. This is why Raw needs a heel commentator. If they're gonna have to run a 3-man booth, run a 3-man booth. We need a heel commentator on Raw because SmackDown's commentator is night and day. I mean, at least Wade can at least defend Liv and Raquel. At least Wade can question Naomi. Like, that's what the heel commentator is supposed to do. You're supposed to question the face. You're supposed to defend the heel, where not everybody is running it down. And a good heel commentator like Corey would be able to talk up the heel without it making him a face. Like he would do that with Dom. Like what was it at SummerSlam? The divorce rate skyrocketed when they heard that Dom was coming into town. It's things like that that add to the commentary. We don't get that on Raw. It's just Michael Cole and Pat McAfee just continuously running down Dom and you don't want to hear that as a Dom fan all the time. Like, yeah, you're gonna hear somebody ragging on him, but you don't want to hear that all the time. Like during his matches. Like, dang, I just want to enjoy the match, get the commentary, but without Michael Cole just being an ass about Dom all the time. But yeah, I say all that to say this that yeah, Carmella's contract expired. I think it's really sucky. Flower says, Senor, he noted that too about the Nikes. Yeah. Let's see here. Kendall says, do you think Liv and Dom both win their championships at WrestleMania, possibly on the same night? If I had my way, I would have Dom win his title first at EC. Because, like I said, we need a trigger point with Finn and Dom, and that just needs to go on and be pulled. So what I would do, if I was booking it, women's chamber match, Liv wins. Men's IC, Dom wins. And then we have the celebration, of Dom. He has the title. Liv comes out, Raquel, Carlito, and then maybe we get a surprise appearance by JD. So everybody is really celebrating Dom's win. Finn is nowhere to be found, at least not yet. And then you get the comments from the commentators saying like, "Hey, this is the new power couple. We got Liv with her shot at WrestleMania, and we have Dom with the IC." So that's like your starting of the power couple, 2-man power trip right there. And then on Monday, you can do that match with Rhea and EL where Rhea wins, and then Liv attacks Rhea after the match, and that just makes um that just makes the match Rhea versus Liv. And then this is where I would have Liv do a stipulation match, because you can't just do a straight up match with Rhea and Liv anymore. You have to do I would do a stipulation, make it that last woman standing match that they wanted to have at the Raw premiere. Just do last woman standing or Hell in the Cell. Either of those. Just the match to cap off this feud. And then later on, we can have, Finn just being his grouchy self, and then that's when they pull the trigger and kick out Finn, because people now see that maybe he says something against Liv or him, Dom himself, and that's when it just everything snaps, and then Finn gets taken out, and then Dom takes over, and then that's your storyline leading into the WrestleMania season. That's what I would do. But I would think I would want Dom to win it first, because I think he can pull off doing the sneaky win at Elimination Chamber. If they do the IC, just give him that sneaky win, because Dom needs that boost to kick off this storyline. Like, you can't just keep having Finn and Dom be neck and neck at losing. Something needs to get pulled. Either Finn needed to win something to get into Elimination Chamber, or Finn or Dom needs to win some type of title or something like that. And I think Dom winning the IC, get it off of Braun, start a feud with AJ or something. It'll give Dom a boost, and we can kick off all this stuff. But like I said, that's what I would do. We'll see if I'm correct on any of this on Monday. I think that is it. An hour, which is good. I didn't want to go too far over this. Yeah. So hopefully Monday, we'll see what happens. Liv losing is not the end of the world. We'll see if she loses. We see if she wins. We'll see if they set up the Intercontinental Idol 3-way with Braun and AJ with Dom. And then we'll see what all happens with Jade and Rhea and all that. I don't think Rhea's going to be back next week. I think she's still going to be out on her honeymoon, so we probably won't see anything from her until maybe even Saturday for EC, or even Monday next, in the next week. I think she's still going to be on her honeymoon. So we'll see. We'll see if anything is built up. But anyway, I will be back on Monday at 10:30 CST. If there's no more major news, I'll be back on Monday. If we get major news between tomorrow and Sunday, I'll be on Sunday to discuss, because I have to discuss that, because that's previewing Monday Night Raw. We'll see if we get any kind of matches. If we get matches that's like set up between Dom, Finn, or whatever, then I'll be back on Sunday to talk about it, at least briefly. And then Monday I'll be back to review what happened on Raw. I'm gonna have live reaction Saturday too for Elimination Chamber. So I'll be ready for that. So we're gonna have a busy week this coming up week. I think that is it. Thank y'all all for the likes. Thank y'all for letting me rant about the Rock's dumbass. And just remember that the women deserve better. I will talk to y'all later. Ta-ta for now. Oh, by the way, if y'all follow me on the X at Writer WWE Maven, I did set up a community for everyone to join. Please join me. I will add you if you know the passcode, which is patience, because I always say, don't tell me to be patient. That's the passcode for getting into the community. Get into the community. Please join so I can start a group chat. And why I want to start a group chat is because I talk a lot, I post a lot on the X, and there's always a lot of stuff on the X that I want to share with y'all because it shows my drops throughout the week. Um, and then it's just me being messy sometimes to other fans. So join me there. I'm posting that, and I'm just slowly growing my community there. I'll probably try to have a post that at least shows my link, and then I'll have a post on YouTube showing my link as well. I will see y'all guys on Monday. If something major breaks, it'll be Sunday. But I'll at least see you on Monday. I will see y'all guys later. Talk to you for now. Bye bye.